Peggy Caserta, the woman who brought to light the personal and complicated relationship she shared with rock legend Janis Joplin, has passed away at the age of 84. Caserta died of natural causes on Thursday, November 21st, at her cabin on the Tillamook River along the Oregon coast. Her death was confirmed by Nancy Cleary, a close friend and publisher at Wyatt Mackenzie, the house that released Caserta's second memoir, I Ran Into Some Trouble, in 2018. The book revisited much of the content from her first memoir, Going Down with Janis, which detailed her time with Joplin. It also reflected on her turbulent life in the decades following the singer's tragic death in 1970. Caserta's first book, released in 1973, shocked many with its candid revelations about her relationship with Joplin, which included both a deep friendship and a shared love for heroin. Written primarily to fund her own addiction, Going Down with Janis was controversial, criticized for its exploitive nature, but also recognized as a groundbreaking work in its depiction of Joplin's bisexuality. At a time when LGBTQ themes were rarely discussed in mainstream culture, the book added depth to Joplin's public persona, making her sexuality an integral part of her legacy. Despite the skepticism Caserta faced from Joplin's friends and fans, her portrayal of Joplin has since been embraced as a vital piece of the singer's history, even influencing pop culture, in works such as the 1979 film The Rose, which featured a character clearly inspired by Caserta. Caserta was born Peggy Louise Caserta on September 12, 1940, in rural Louisiana. She spent much of her childhood moving with her family before settling in San Francisco in the 1960s, where she became a central figure in the burgeoning counterculture. She opened one of the first hippie boutiques in the Haight-Ashbury district, Manasidica, which became a favorite among local artists, including Joplin, who lived just down the street. The two women quickly became close, though their relationship was often difficult to define. Caserta, a self-identified lesbian, and Joplin, who never openly labeled her sexuality, shared a bond that was both personal and creative. Their connection spanned 4 years, including the iconic Woodstock Festival in 1969 and Joplin's final days before her untimely death in 1970. In the years following Joplin's passing, Caserta faced harsh judgment from some quarters, with many blaming her for reintroducing Joplin to heroin. However, Caserta addressed these misconceptions head-on in her second memoir, where she clarified her role and refuted the idea that she was the cause of Joplin's tragic end. Caserta spent the last years of her life away from the public eye, caring for her ailing mother in Louisiana. She returned to California in recent years, offering guidance on the development of a Joplin biopic. Despite the controversies surrounding her early life and writings, Caserta's contributions to the legacy of Janis Joplin and her place in the cultural history of the 1960s counterculture remain undeniable. Her passing marks the end of a life marked by both extraordinary friendships and deep personal struggles, and she will be remembered as a key figure in the story of Janis Joplin and the counterculture era.